All right, everybody, I'm back. And so is the verdict. And it didn't seem like I was gone that long and I got so much done. I actually got a pie crust made for my chicken pot pie. You want to see it? You want to see my chicken pot pie? I made my little Martha Stewart recipe for a butter crust, and it turned out pretty good, I think. I'll show you pictures. I took some pictures and I stuck it on Locals. If you guys don't follow me on Locals, you need to, because look at all this deliciousness that you mix. I made a pie crust. There's my frozen, defrosted chicken pot pie, and I put the crust over it, and I pinched it shut, and now it's in the oven. And in about 35 minutes, we're gonna have a beautiful chicken pot pie in my house. And I did that all while I was on the break. Can you believe that? So anyway, the verdict is back in the Gwyneth Paltrow trial. And if you want to learn how to make all these delicious things like I do in my kitchen, you can join me over on Locals. Did you, pesky citizen? Good for you. And I would normally be doing this as a laundry stream, but I just had to quickly get this set back up now. So let me get over to. Hmm, it's unfortunately on Law and Crime. We got to watch Law and Crime because they didn't shut their stream off. So here we go. Okay, so the judge announced that the verdict is in, and he said 20 minutes after his announcement. So we got 4 minutes left. We are waiting. Um, we are waiting for the court to come back in session. And while we're doing that, I guess I should ask you, what are you guys having for dinner tonight? I'm having, obviously, chicken pot pie, and I'm pretty proud of my crust. I mean, look at look how pretty it is, and wait till you see it when it's cooked. It's gonna be even prettier when it's cooked because it's gonna be all golden and buttery. And really, a butter crust is one of the easiest crusts to make. It took me just a few minutes. I use so what you do is you put it's flour and water, ice water, and cold cut butter, a whole stick of butter in a cup and a quarter of flour, and you chop it up and you put it in a food processor and with some salt, and you pulse it. Then you put in a tablespoon at a time of ice cold water until it sticks together, and then you just make a ball and you stick it between two pieces of parchment paper and you roll that baby out, and then you stick it over your whatever pie you're having. Could be a meat pie, could be an apple pie. This is great crust for any kind of pie. It's beautiful too, and it is better than the store-bought crusts. I mean, by a little. It's not a huge difference, really. Uh, but there is a difference. So we're waiting for we've got 3 minutes and 51 seconds left. And so while we have 3 minutes and 51 seconds left, I'm going to grift. That's what I'm going to do because that's what I do best. If you guys haven't picked up my book, actually, I'm really a bad grifter. That's not true at all. I'm very bad at it. I forgot to do it all day today. It's so dumb. Steve had to grift for me. He's like, hey, what about your book? Yeah, I never even remember to talk about it. This is Believe Evidence, the Death of Due Process from Salome to hashtag Me Too. It goes over a lot of reasons why we shouldn't believe just women. We need to believe the evidence. And that's one of the reasons why I'm interested in court cases, because I like to see what the evidence is and how justice works. You can pick this up on Amazon or barnesandnoble.com, and you can get that today. You can also pick up the book I wrote about the disgusting state of our libraries called Shut Up, the bizarre war that one public library waged against the First Amendment. You can get that on Amazon or Barnes & Noble as well. It is an epic tale of a 3-year fight at Alexandra. Nothing has happened yet. We are waiting for the verdict to come back. Now they reset the clock. We have 11 minutes. Okay, I have to vamp for 11 minutes. Oh no, wait, they're back. Why the hell are they back on my phone but not my computer? Hold, please. Here we go. Here we go. Okay. They're gathering. They're waiting for the jury to come in. Oh, and by the way, I heard Gwyneth has decided not to be present for the reading. So she has outsmarted the press. You know what? I got to hand it to her. She is, hey, love cats. She is, she's serious about keeping her face off the cameras. So she's exercised her right not to be present. At least that's the rumor I heard. So now that they've got the photographer and the camera where they want it, she's not going to play that game. She's just not going to be there. I personally think it's a mistake because I think she's going to win. I don't know. Is she worried that she's not going to win and she doesn't? It appears to me that she's very reticent to be on camera when she's not when she's not filming a movie. And I guess that's okay. She's too fancy for the common folk. Yeah, it's kind of a bummer though, because everyone's been waiting for this moment. And I think if the media hadn't made a big stink out of it, they would have been able to get that picture of her they wanted anyway. Maybe not the still photography, but the camera could have panned to her real quick. And who's going to stop them? What are they going to do now? If they violated the court order at the very end. I think because they made the big appeal to the judge and the lawyer from Court TV came out, I think she just decided, screw this, I'm not going to be here. That's just what I hear. I can't confirm it. We don't know whether or not that's true. It's just what I've heard. And I would, why am I cheating using parchment paper? I don't want to put it on my counter because it sticks. The reason why you put the butter crust on parchment paper is so that you can move it very easily from the counter to the pie, and then you just peel the paper off and put it on top and peel the bottom off. It's perfect. Why is that cheating? I don't think that's cheating. That's the way I was taught how to do it. I was taught to use parchment paper or wax paper so that it doesn't stick to the counter, because this is a butter crust. This will stick. If it warms up, you have to work quickly with it because it's cold. And as it becomes warmer, it starts to get really hot.
Yeah, it's true, Jody.
Do you want my client here?
I have made
I don't have any preference.
Whoa.
So it's up to your clients.
She's not going to show up.
She wants to be here for the jury. Are we not letting the press in, or what's the purpose of this moment?
I assumed everybody was already in. You can go ahead and let them in.
Of course they're letting the press in.
Oh, he's just going through the guidelines? Okay.
Oh, so she is going to be there.
Thank you.
She wants to be there for the jury. Good for her. Did I make? I've made $0 on this stream. Just another ghost. Nothing.
Reporter,
Nobody sent me a dime for this stream.
If you could listen to me for just a minute.
Oh, she is there.
No, I mean, I know this goes without saying, but no pictures of the jury. Thank you.
This is the part of the stream where I shame you because I've received no super chats for this special stream, this special verdict stream. That's okay. I did make more than $20 on the earlier stream, though. So I might let you off the hook.
They're just being briefed right now.
All right. So she came. She came back. I'm surprised. I thought for sure she wouldn't. Can I help you?
You should tell Chad the reason I was so bad was just because I was stressed.
The reason why you were so what? Bad? I didn't think you were bad.
I did.
Spawn thinks that the chat might think she was bad at playing the cello. It turns out that her teacher was like, all right, I think something's going on with you because she wasn't playing well. She goes, so what's your week been like? And then she vented for a while and got all her stress out. And then she was like, okay, now play. Okay. And then she played it perfectly. So apparently she was just holding on to some stress that she needed to get rid of. And by the way, if you play an instrument, that is really true. If you're holding on to stress, you can't play. So it's true. You need to get it off your chest, whatever it is. So apparently her cello teacher is also acting as a sit-in psychologist, which is great. Wherever we can get the help, we'll take it.
Because I don't like
your sister's harp teacher does the same thing for her. It's super sweet.
It's a music thing.
Sometimes they don't even practice the harp. Sometimes they just talk, and I love it. I love it.
Yeah, the majority of today was me telling her
just talking. Yeah.
The disciplinary officer and
Spawn had quite a week at school too. I got a call. So you guys know about the bus drama with Baby Fox, but Spawn, I got a call from the disciplinarian and the officer in the school yesterday, and the officer didn't know why he was there. But it turned out that the disciplinarian dean, or whatever her name is, I don't know what she is, she was upset with Spawn because she had a little run-in with her and Spawn was recording her. And she wanted me to tell her Then I wouldn't allow her to record, and I wouldn't tell her that. I kept saying, well, if she was recording, she probably felt threatened. Were you threatening her? And she was like, well, no.
Here that
I
wants
said, well,
to
what
come
did she
in.
do?
If you could
Nothing.
be seated,
She didn't do
and I'd like to
anything.
just say a few things before we call the jury in. There is a verdict in the case. I think you've all been told that. Before the jury enters, I just want to say a few things that I say in every case. The court appreciates that this has been a long and difficult trial for the parties and their counsel, and that emotions may be running high. The court reminds everyone that there should be no
Control your
outward
face
reaction when the verdict is read.
But we can have an outward reaction because we're not in
And that these
court.
proceedings are not over until the court has been adjourned. Most importantly, and regardless of the verdict, the jury has sacrificed more than 8 days of their time to serve, and they are entitled to be shown the same courtesy and respect that they have been shown throughout these proceedings. I want to remind the people that are all here that there are strict orders that are in place concerning the use of phones, cameras, recording devices, unless you've been approved, and there are only 2 people in here that have been approved for capturing anything by video, by audio, or by still. You should not use your cell phone.
They've been out
or
more than
any
2
other
hours.
device that might capture those things. Thank you.
I'm ready to outburst.
Ready for the jury?
Yeah, let's go. Let's get this over with. This has been 2 weeks of my life I'm never going to get back. The whitest trial in the history of trials.
And I have been impressed with how well everyone has been throughout this proceeding, so thank you.
Aw, thanks, Judge. How did my children choose their instruments? Well, they chose them themselves. Spawn was watching an episode of
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And so there was an episode where someone was playing the cello, and you were really little at the time, weren't you? You were like 9 or 10. And she was like, I want to play that. And so I started her on cello. I was like, okay. And then the other one
For those that are arriving late, there's
was
no
about-
use of any recording
was about
devices at
5.
all.
And we took the kids to the instrument museum in Arizona. It's incredible. If you ever get a chance to go there, it's worth every penny. It's only $20 a ticket, or it was. And they have this entire room when you're finished of all the instruments for the kids to play, including that thing that Annie Lennox played when you put your hand over it. I mean, they can play every instrument pretty much that's in the museum. And they had a harp there. And she sat down at that harp at 5 years old and played like little Mozart. It was so cute. And she stayed there the whole time. And she was just completely absorbed in it. And she was plucking it, not like making a big mess of sound. She was just really doing it well. And I just thought, wow, I'm going to look and see if I can find a harp teacher. And I did. And she still loves it. Still loves it. My kids are very musical. They get that from the family, and it's genetic. They both have great ears, and they can play by ear very easily. They both have really nice voices. They sing. Spawn. The little one, he's only 8, so his musical talent hasn't quite. He wants to play the guitar.
Thank
He's getting
you.
lessons soon.
For the record, the jury is now in the courtroom and the parties are present with their attorneys. Would the foreperson that the jury has selected please stand and state your number?
Number 19.
I gotta see if Steve
Thank you.
Gosney wants to come in here.
Has the jury reached a verdict?
Yeah.
Will you please hand it to the
It's
bailiff?
probably
and
too
the
late
bailiff will
now.
Bring it to me. Thank you. You may be seated.
Stop with the scrunching of the bags.
Sorry, I wanted
The verdict is being read.
I wanted the jelly beans.
Oh my gosh. Quiet in the gallery.
You need quiet when the hot dog is singing.
We need quiet when the hot dog is singing.
Thank you. We'll now have the clerk read the verdict.
Oh, boy.
Was Gwyneth Paltrow at fault? No. Was Gwyneth Paltrow's fault a cause of Terry Sanderson's harm?
What?
There's just no response there.
No response there. Okay. So because
Was
it's
Terry
no.
Sanderson at fault? Yes.
Holy
Was Terry
crap.
Sanderson's fault a cause Gwyneth Paltrow's did Terry Sanderson's fault cause Gwyneth Paltrow's harm? Yes.
I thought they were going to
Comparative
say
fault.
no one was at
What
fault.
percent of the fault do you assign to Terry Sanderson? 100%.
100%. Look at
Damages.
James.
What amount fairly compensates Gwyneth Paltrow for economic damages? $1. Signed March 30th, 2023.
Thank you.
That's not a garbage verdict.
So
It's
to juror
perfect.
number 19, the foreperson, is this your verdict?
Yes, sir.
It's
Thank you.
perfect.
And the attorneys have asked that I poll the jury, so I need to ask each one of you if this is your verdict.
Oh, boy.
This is not an unusual thing to happen. It happens quite often. So number 16, is this your verdict?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Number 11, is this your verdict?
Yes, Your Honor.
100%.
Number 8, is this your verdict?
Yes, Your Honor.
Number 2, is this your verdict?
Yes, Your Honor.
I've already covered number 19. Number 28, is this your verdict?
Yes, Your Honor.
Number 29, is this your verdict?
Yes, Your Honor.
It's
And
his
number
fault
32,
because he
is
shouldn't have
this your
been.
verdict?
He should not have
Thank
been
you.
skiing in the first
So
place.
to the attorneys, is there anything further before I discharge the jury?
Nothing for the plaintiff.
No, thank you, Your Honor.
Okay,
Thank you to the jury.
let me just read you the last jury instruction. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, this trial is finished. Thank you for your service. The American system of justice relies on your time and your sound judgment,
Hey,
and you have been
$1.
generous with both.
get that lady $1.
You served justice by your fair and impartial decision. I hope you found the experience rewarding. You may now talk about this case with anyone you like.
This is going to be
You may be
great.
contacted by the press or
Look
by
at the
the
gallery.
lawyers.
They're all smiling.
You do not have to talk to them or with anyone else, but you may. The choice is entirely yours. I turn now to the lawyers and to the press and ask them to honor your wishes if you say that you do not want to talk about the case. If you do decide to talk about the case, please respect the privacy of your fellow jurors.
It should have been thrown out.
The
I agree.
confidences that they may have shared with you while
She looked like she was
deliberating
about to cry.
are not yours to share with others. Again,
Make it rain
you for your
dollars in the
service.
courtroom right now.
you may now retire. And if everybody else would please remain here, we've got some things to do.
I was not. He's now going to decide if they need to pay attorney's fees for her. That's, I think, what's going to happen. So we're going to hang around for this. I'm happy for Gwen. I think this was all garbage. I was also expecting a 50-50 or no fault, not 100%. I was not expecting that. I mean, that's what I thought it was,
Maybe
but
seated.
I wasn't expecting.
So
Thank you, Matt.
I've got a few things I'm going to do with the parties, and then I'm going to ask everyone who's still in the courtroom at that point to remain seated while the parties leave. So anyone who wants to be outside when the parties leave, please do that now.
I think he's crying.
So Mr. Owens, I'm looking to you to prepare a judgment on the jury verdict.
Perfect.
Will you do that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. He's all, yes, I will.
Mr. Sykes, is there anything further for the court before the court adjourns?
No, my client just wants to say thank you to Your Honor for the effort you made to. Okay? That's it.
Thank you. Mr. Owens, is there anything further from the defense before the court adjourns?
No, thank you, Judge, and to all your staff and the bailiffs.
Let me just comment that I appreciate the professionalism that all the attorneys have shown and the parties, so thank you. This court is now adjourned. Thank
Can I
you.
let my client slip out before.
Yes, everyone remain seated while the parties leave.
I'm going to make
I
a quick
love that
statement. Ms.
jacket.
Paltrow is not going to be making a statement today.
Oh boy, what did she say?
So you can make the statement outside.
She
Mr.
said
Owens.
I
something
will do
to
that.
him.
Okay.
She said something to him. I wonder what it was. She said something to Sanderson on the way out. What do you think she said? Fuck you. Get wrecked. Is that you think that's get wrecked, Sanderson?
We're now adjourned.
You lose. Don't plow me ever again. That's what you get. I like get wrecked. I think that's what I would have said. I want my dollar. I want my dollar. Better luck next time. Goodbye. I do love her jacket. I think that velour blue, like midnight blue jacket is beautiful. FAFO. You've been gooped. Oh, man. Oh, you missed it, Ashley? Well, the jury found that Sanderson was 100% at fault. Oh, I better go claim this before some other jerkwad tries. Hold on, I need to go claim this story. Paltrow vindicated. Verdict. Okay, wait, nobody else called it, did they? No. No, they're all freaking out about Trump indictment like I care. I don't care at all. All right, we're going to wait for the judge to come back because once everybody's out of the courtroom, I think they're going to argue about attorney's fees, and I want to hear that. Oh, I need my glass of wine. Spawn,
Yeah.
you in here?
No.
Yes. Go. Would you go get me a glass of wine? It's open in the refrigerator. There's a bottle open.
All right. Do you have a glass?
No, you'll have to get that.
Oh.
That's why I'm sending you to get it.
I thought you just wanted the bottle.
Why would I want the bottle? I don't have a glass.
Well, I didn't know you didn't have a glass.
So weird. So weird. I can't believe Stephanie missed it. Stephanie, where are you? Get in here. I gotta tell her. Sanderson lost big time. We're about to watch the judge battle the fees for lawyers. Get in here. I'm going to send her a link. Maybe she can come in. Just drink it out of the bottle. What? Stephanie, why don't you get in here? Why did they go to the wait, did they stop the coverage? No, did they? No, it's still live. Because they're going to do the thing with the thing, right? Aren't they going to talk about the wait, aren't they going to talk about the attorney's fees? Stephanie, are you still at work or do you want to come in here? Or I'm going to send you a link to your phone. But wear your headphones. Okay? Okay? Can you wear the headphones? Alex, what about you? You want to come in? Alex, we need a fashion review of the fashion from the trial. Personally, I thought today's outfit on Gwyneth was the winner. I think that was the winner. Thank you, dear. Oh, that's all that was left?
Yeah.
That's sad. All right. It's all right.
It's all right.
It's all right. I'll live. It's a large glass. It's probably more than it looks like. All right. It's still live, but I'm thinking they're going to come back. They have to come back because they have to complain and argue about lawyers' fees. And I want to hear that. All right. While we're waiting, I thought Steve was coming over. He never made it either. All right. For those of you who missed it, we'll go back and watch that again. That was fun. That was really fun. Oh, who's here? Someone's here. All right, Stephanie. We
Hey.
will watch. Let's watch this together again since you missed you missed it.
I missed it.
All right. Well, we're gonna watch it again.
I was eating dinner. I don't think my earphones are working at all.
Oh God, here we go again.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, well, I'm gonna have to
Can you
keep.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Okay, good.
Not in the headphones.
she's not. How do I put her in the headphones? What's wrong with this thing?
I'm not in the headphones. That is weird. How about now?
There you are in the headphones now.
No, they have to. They're not. They couldn't be adjourned. Oh, law and crime killed the stream. So I guess they're not going to show the lawyers arguing about fees. Well, that sucks. All right. Well, we're
Impressed
gonna
with how well everyone has been.
We're gonna
throughout this
watch the
proceeding, so
jury.
Thank you. all.
we're gonna watch them come back with the verdict since a bunch of you missed it. Oh yeah, it's never ending, Ellie, with the earphones and the headphones. Never ending. All right, come on. It's hard to fast forward on a stream that is this long. He's just waiting for the jury to walk in. Let's
For
speed
those that
it
are
up a
writing late,
little.
there's no use of any recording devices at all.
Speed it up until the jury gets in. I can't believe this verdict. 100% fault on the behalf of Sanderson. Look at the crowd. They all look so nervous.
So they totally believed her.
They totally believed her. They ordered him to pay her $1. And I guess I thought we were going to find out if the judge was going to determine if he has to pay her attorney's fees too, because that's up to the judge. All right, here comes the jury. We'll go back to normal speed as soon as they get seated. Why does he keep taking his mask off? Like, what's the point of
Thank you.
wearing it, Steve?
For the record, the jury is now in the courtroom and the parties are present with their attorneys. Would the foreperson that the jury has selected please stand and state your number?
Number 19.
Thank you. Has the jury reached a verdict?
We have it.
Will you please hand it to the bailiff and the bailiff will bring it
Alex!
to me?
Hi.
Thank you. You may
We're
be
watching
seated.
the verdict again because Stephanie missed it.
Hi, Steph.
I don't know if she can see you.
Oh, can anyone see me?
I can see you.
Oh,
I don't know why
hi.
Stephanie doesn't see you. Oh, there she is. She must have been
she-
frozen. She was
Hi,
frozen
Steph.
for a minute.
Hi, Alex.
What's going on, guys?
Oh my word.
This is quite the day.
This is fun. I'm on with my cousins watching the Gwyneth Paltrow.
Thank you. We'll now have the
Hi.
clerk read the verdict.
Alex, doesn't she look like your mom when she was young?
Oh, I think
A little
Gwen looks
bit.
good today. I like her jacket.
I
too.
love that jacket.
Was
She
Gwyneth
looks great.
Paltrow
Okay,
at
here we go.
fault? No. Was Gwyneth Paltrow's fault a cause of Terry Sanderson's harm? Oh, skip that.
There's just no response there.
Was Terry Sanderson at fault? Yes. Was Terry Sanderson's fault a cause Gwyneth Paltrow's did Terry Sanderson's fault cause Gwyneth Paltrow's harm? Yes. Comparative fault. What percent of the fault do you assign to Terry Sanderson? 100%.
Ouch.
Wow.
Damages. What amount fairly compensates Gwyneth Paltrow for economic damages? $1. Signed March 30th, 2023.
Thank you.
Somebody just whispered, nice.
So
Did you
to
hear
juror
it?
number 19, the foreperson, is this your verdict? Thank you. And the attorneys have asked that I poll the jury, and so I need to ask each one of you if this is your verdict. This is not an unusual thing to happen. It happens quite often. So number 16, is this your verdict?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay,
Thank you.
we don't need to
Number
watch
11.
that. We're going to watch this instead because apparently Sanderson is being interviewed live on
Oh.
Fox Utah channel. So we're gonna watch that.
Do we
Gwyneth
know
did
what
s-
Gwyneth said to him yet? Because I'm very curious.
We don't, but we're guessing she said get wrecked.
Wait, she actually spoke to him when it was over?
Yes.
How does it feel that there's is there some conclusion now? Is there closure? Just how are you feeling about that?
It takes too long to get to this point to get closure like that. It will be a while to get back to my life again.
You put a lot out, and this was national attention. A lot of people watching, a lot of your personal life just out there. How is all of that making you feel now?
Terrible.
Well, we joked about it a bit. This is so much for dating sites, right? There's way too much information out there for me.
Nah,
so-
you're a rich dude.
Yeah,
You'll be
I'll
fine.
start over again and spend more time with family.
Oh God.
Anything else you want to
Alex.
add about all of this? Kind of what's next? What this means to you?
Well, I like the term that he used. We fought the good fight. We worked very hard on this. It's hard to try a case.
That's
It's a lot
true.
of evidence. A lot of things happen that we don't agree with, but that happens in every trial. Okay. But Terry conducted himself nobly. Kept his cool. He stayed with us. He helped us. We're grateful for that. So he's a good man.
It's funny how. So is there anything you would redo or do differently?
Well, I rethink a little bit about how I could be characterized. That's a real disappointment that it wasn't just about the facts of the accident, was it?
Notice
There
no
were things
cough
brought up
now.
like anxiety, which I got a prescription for in 91. And I refilled it one time a few months ago for this trial, like enough for 12 days in 91. But that stays in your record as having that issue for the rest of your life. And there were many of those kinds of things that, no, I'm not that crazy person. I think that I listened
Sir,
to that whole thing.
you
about
said
how
you
it's
had another
characterized, and
personality
it
living
wasn't
inside your
just about
head.
The action wasn't just about the character. Big
Wow.
character in there.
He said
And,
that.
You know,
He did.
yeah, I wish I could have
Yes.
that back.
And
But
that
when
was
you go down
Gwyneth's
this
fault that he had
argument, when you go down this
a different
road,
person living in his head.
that
Yes.
I
But
knew
Guy
I had the truth, the absolute facts.
Said he had multiple
And
personalities.
it wasn't about
Gwyneth
that.
came over.
It turned out it was about the narrative about the life I've lived, things said that absolutely were not true. And I'll never get a chance to change that. She did. I wish you well, she said to me.
That was very kind. Yeah.
She
Very
said, I
nice.
wish you well. That was kind.
That was classy.
Super classy.
I hate that word, but that was a good move.
Yeah.
Yeah, good for her.
Dang, I was really hoping for get
Well, I'll
wrecked.
say this somewhere in
Megan.
communicating
I like
the
the I
issues
want my
have.
dollar.
And I didn't.
I want
get a
my
chance to think
dollar.
about many of the other issues. One of
Maybe
those I
she'll
call
add
the
him
walk
on
of
like a
shame.
group
You know, when you walk
membership,
to
a
the fridge and you go,
complimentary
why
group
am I here?
membership.
What if you did that all day long? What if it was like the very next thing you did, you turned and did something else and went, why did I do that? And I remember putting on
All right, we're
double the
packing.
miles,
I
triple the
gotta go, but
miles
it's
of what I
nice
should
to
have
see
walked
both
in
of
a
you.
day by
Love you, Alex.
Love
Love
you.
you
back and
both.
forth and
Bye.
redoing and redoing. So those kinds of issues are very real. In fact, I'll tell you a cute story if you don't mind.
Oh,
You get
dear.
so down on yourself if you're doing that all the time, going from walk of shame to walk of shame. Why am I here? What am I doing? That I read about.
What are we
invention of
talking
the
about?
dog clicker by a husband and his wife, who used it to train seals and penguins and such, and now dogs.
What?
And condition
What?
them to a good response. And so I told one of my daughters, I think I need a dog clicker. I need to be reminded of the good things. I'm losing track of that. And I got a little gift in the mail with a little tag said, good boy. And
Oh,
I clicked that
no.
clicker, and it got, after 2 weeks, what's amazing is that you don't need to click the clicker. All you have to do is think about, I'm going to get the clicker, click it, and the goodness is done.
This is
The
bizarre.
good hormones, the dopamine is
This
running
is so weird.
in your brain, and
Okay, so
so
he's fixed
it
himself
worked.
with a
It
clicker,
helped
a
me
dog
get me out
clicker.
of the doldrums when I was having these
Wait,
issues. I was
and the
still young,
clicker
got it
says
out the other
good
day.
boy?
Yeah,
Is that
apparently.
what he really
Yes.
One
just
last
Is he
said?
into
question.
dog play? Is he talking about his recent kink? I don't really want to
There
know.
never was. If there was, I would have locked that thing up behind security, because it would have shown the absolute truth that I wished for, and we tried to encourage it to come out of the woodwork.
Yeah, I don't believe
It
you.
never had one. It actually is a link to the lady who saved me and got me off the mountain, who came with me and got me. It was a link to that. It said, here's a witness, an eyewitness, meaning she was an eyewitness to what I left, what condition I left in. And I just praised her, sang her praises for getting me off the mountain.
Thanks,
Can I
folks.
ask one more quick question?
That's it. One more.
Okay, what do you want people to, who are watching this trial, who know what was happening, what do you want them to be able to take away at the end of this?
The takeaway is the preparation for this by the attorneys, by the team of people, and the time they invested in this, that you don't see them doing, is so significant. They get so vested in this. And of course, I participate in that too. And it's a huge expense of your personal energy
don't do it.
going in that direction.
Is that the takeaway?
So you got a
Don't
lot
try
to
Do
it.
you think
that.
these lawyers,
And so
do you think they got paid?
that's all work you don't see. And for 7 years,
Yeah, the guy
we
is
haven't
loaded.
just been sitting around.
He went
There's
around the
been lots
world
of
3
Well,
times in
surely-
the last 6
So-
years.
You look back on that and you go,
Surely they
well,
would not take a case like this on
I'm not so sure we
contingency.
got the
Surely
outcome we
not.
wanted. It doesn't feel like
Not one
the effort
sniffle,
should have
Stephanie.
gotten
Not
They did.
one
Olympic Games,
sniffle has
we'd
this
gotten
guy
some medal,
done.
like a silver or something, right? But
Not
no,
one
didn't work out.
sniffle.
That's it. Thanks, guys.
I've noticed.
It's nice. Thank you for your kindness.
That
Good luck.
dude is a
Guys.
liar.
Thank you so much, I appreciate it.
He does not have a
Thank you.
asthma or a cold. That guy is a liar. Suddenly he's not in court, and all of a sudden
I'm
he
about to go.
can breathe.
I'm
Are they
about
going
be
to
in
talk
the
to
dead
Gwyneth?
spot, so if you lose me,
Okay, let's see. Did they find Gwyneth? Are they going to talk to James? Do we get to see my adopted son, James? There's Steve. There's James. There he is.
Steve, can you step up a little bit? Yeah. Okay.
Give us James. Give us
So
James.
there's an email slip where you're going to get a longer statement, but this is a 3-sentence statement.
Yes, Gwyneth won. See the ticker.
Are you reading a statement?
3 sentences.
Okay.
Any further statements will be through this email.
Through the
We're
email.
pleased with this outcome and appreciate the judge and jury's thoughtful consideration and handling of the case. Gwyneth has always had a history of advocating for what she believes in, and this statement was no different. And she will continue to stand up for what is right. Any further statements will be made through an email, press@harmonyhouse.com.
Steve, we just went live on the air. Could you read that statement again, please?
Yeah, since I botched it.
One more time, for the record. Steve Owens, attorney.
This is James.
for
The only thing you botched today,
for
Steve.
Gwyneth Paltrow.
Maybe James should
Okay.
read it, Steve.
We're pleased with this outcome and appreciate the judge and jury's thoughtful handling of this case. Gwyneth has a history of advocating for what she believes in. This situation was no different, and she will continue to stand for what she believes is right. Thank you. Any further statements will be made through press@harmonyhouse.com. Thanks, everyone.
Did you have a conversation with her after
Sure.
today? And what did she say to you?
Thumbs up. Very happy.
Okay.
Easy for a second.
Yeah, you good? Sorry, I'm sorry.
Attorney for Gwyneth Paltrow.
What email? What did he say? We're supposed to go somewhere to get
History of advocating for what she believes in.
Let me hear this.
This situation
website.
was no different, and she will continue to stand for what she believes is right. Thank you. Any further statements will be made through press@harmonyhouse.com.
Press@harmonyhouse.com.
Did you have a conversation with her after
Sure.
today? And
Oh,
what did she
what? So
say?
I'm supposed to email them for more? I don't understand.
Okay.
Easy for a second.
All right.
I'm sorry.
Can you elaborate on that, sir? All right. It looks like they're just wandering around now.
So sorry, what were the 3 sentences? Because I went in the dead spot as soon as he started to say his sentences.
He
and
just
missed
said
it.
Gwyneth has had a long history of advocating for what she believes in, and this case was one of them, and we're very pleased with the outcome.
Well,
And-
obviously.
obviously, it couldn't have gone better for her.
So why did you think there was going to be a hearing on fees?
Well, because the judge is the one that has to decide whether or not they're
Well,
going to pay.
I mean, I don't know what Utah law is, but as a general rule, the American rule is that it isn't loser pays. It's everybody pays their own way.
But they asked for attorney's fees.
Well, yeah, everybody always asks for attorney's fees, but my point is you don't usually get them.
Yeah, but it's possible.
Yeah, but I doubt it. Because
And I thought they were going to argue about it.
You know why I think they're not going to get fees? Because he did have injuries. Everybody agrees he was
Everyone
injured.
agrees that he was injured. Sure. Raceland, hold on. Raceland 9000 sent a Rumble rant, said, "What's with your adoptive son? I missed that joke. What, are you not paying attention to this trial at all? I found my long-lost son. His name is James Egan. He's an incredible musician and lawyer. He belongs in this family, doesn't he, Stephanie?"
Well, he does seem to fit. Yeah.
Wouldn't he fit in with us?
Yeah.
Really? I just want to make him a casserole. I don't know. I can't help myself. I think he's adorable. So I wrote an article about him, which went very viral. And he went from 13 followers on Spotify to now over 1,000.
Oh my goodness, that's amazing.
I know. I'm so proud. I'm so proud of him and all of you for following him.
Hey, why hasn't Gadfly been in here for any of this?
I don't know. Although, he's been busy. He's moving. He's in the middle of a move. He's got all this new house stuff to take care of. And it's my fault because I keep forgetting to send him the link. But then he doesn't text me and be like, hey, let me in. He should just text me.
Because the thing is, with the whole little music part of it, he would have just really enjoyed that, I think.
I know. I'm sure he's working and not paying attention to this.
Has he written your song yet?
I don't think so.
Well, then I think you should reach out to James to write you a song since Gadfly is falling down on the job.
Listen, James, your YouTube mother needs a song. Now, I got you over 1,000 followers on that Spotify account of yours. I think the least you can do is write me a little ditty. How about that? That'd be hilarious. Isn't he great, though? Did you hear the music?
Okay, so that first song that you played today on your stream,
right?
I don't know what it's called. It's not the one you thought you were playing. It's
right.
The
I
other
played
one.
the wrong one.
I
was still
love
good.
that song. I heard that last night the first time when I read your article, and loved it. And then when you played it today, I loved it again. It made me cry. I thought it was absolutely beautiful.
His music totally makes me cry. I love it. Yeah. I love everything about it. But I've always been partial to the Piano Man type of music. I love Piano Man music. I just do. I love it. But of course, you're a pianist. And of course, I grew up in a house with two piano players, two amazing piano players. Both of my sisters play the piano beautifully. Stephanie was a music major at U of I for a while, and she did her...
until Dad called me and said, you have to get a real major.
Get a real job.
Yeah. And then he watched the Dead Poets Society 6 months later, and he called me back crying.
Oh.
And he said, honey, I'm really sorry. If you want to be a music major, forget it. Forget the history. Just go back to music. I am so sorry.
Oh, how come he never did that for me? He told me I couldn't go to a fruit school, and then he made me go.
You know what? He regrets it.
ASU.
He regrets it.
And I dropped out. I had a full ride at Roosevelt to do theater.
No, he told me he knows he made it terrible. He shouldn't have done
I know.
that.
He told me that 20 years later, but I mean, at the time.
Meg, but the point is, look at us. I still became a musician. I just was a musician. You still are.
You're a musical lawyer.
You are an entertainer. You didn't need to go to that school to be who you are. Come on.
I know, but it would have been a really cool experience. I got a full ride scholarship at Roosevelt University.
Maybe there would have been a bunch of pedophile weirdos over there. You don't know.
ASU, Arizona State, guys, not Appalachia State University. I went to Arizona State in Tempe for a very short period of time until I failed my way right out of there because I wasn't going to classes.
Because she was hanging out at the pool instead of going to class.
Hey, in my defense, there were some extremely ripped swimmers at that pool. And
oh my word.
Look. I was young and happening, and it was summer all the time.
You were young and happening, and I mean, it's hard to resist when you're in a sunshiny place like Arizona. Now, see, if you had gone to college in a place like I went, there was nothing to do but go to school and study.
If I had gone to Roosevelt in Chicago, I would have been going to class because all of my classes would have been stuff I was
Theater.
interested in. It would
Right.
have all been theater. I went to all my theater classes at ASU, which, by the way, is hilarious. So my dad sends me to ASU to do real work. And what do I
She
do?
goes to
I
theater
sign up
classes,
to theater and dance
she
classes.
blows off all her other classes.
And I blew up everything else. I didn't go to psych. I didn't go to biology. I went once. I went to biology once, and I was like, "Oh, this shit
And
is
you were
terrible."
like, this blows. I'm out of here.
Megan, whatever your middle name is, Fox. I told Dad, I said, Dad, you could have taken that $10,000 or whatever it was to send me that year and just thrown it out the window.
Aw.
Oh,
It's okay, Megs. We turned out okay. And
yeah,
now
hey,
look at me. I'm
I've
a
written
musical
books.
lawyer. I mean,
And I've
one
written
of these
books.
one of these days I might actually sing my closing argument or something.
I was saying James they should have rolled a piano in there.
He could have done a story but put to music.
I would have just absolutely died if he had rolled a piano in and been like,
should have written a little ditty about why
Ladies
Gwyneth
and-
wasn't guilty.
ladies and gentlemen of the jury,
Let me tell you a little story.
let me tell you a story. Tinkling the keys.
That would have been awesome.
Making a casserole is a momuendo. That's correct. We called this the Gwenuendo trial. Stephanie, were you here for the X-rated stick figure drawings?
I did see that. Oh my word. Good Lord. This was
And
awful.
Did you see this? Clark Kent coming to murder the
Who made
plaintiff's
that?
case.
Who
I don't know, but
made
isn't
that?
it fabulous?
It is hilarious.
Isn't it good? Have you seen
Oh
my
my
law
goodness.
cards? Have you
Yes,
seen my
I
law
did. Your law cards are great. I'm only mad that I don't have any law cards. I mean, couldn't Steve have made one for me, the lady
I
who
know.
saved the dogs on death row?
And you're a lawyer too.
I
You
mean, come
belong
on.
on law cards. I don't.
How do you have law cards and I don't have any law cards? I'm jealous.
You have to make more appearances. You have to appearances.
I have to make more appearances.
Appearances.
He could make a law card of me painting my new office and you guys watching paint dry.
Watching paint dry with attorney Stephanie Kimbrell.
Oh!
Did you hear the story about Hangry Fox, Baby Fox? Did you hear the story about the bus?
I did hear this, and I briefly heard you say that you guys decided not to ground him, and I thought to myself, that's a mistake. That little child needs to be grounded, and he needs to make a face-to-face apology, because that's what a man does.
He did. No, he did.
Face-to-face apology.
I made him do that. Plus, he wrote a letter. But
I love that little boy.
But you know what happened? You know what happened is he did it again. Now
the same attitude.
No, he didn't use the "shut your dumb stupid mouth" thing, which was pretty bad. But he's grounded now.
Oh,
But did you see what the chat made for him?
No.
It's the Gadsden flag.
Look, I have to say, I understand being hangry. I mean, poor little thing. But you can't talk that way to the bus driver. You cannot.
Free boy Fox. The chat is 100% on his side. They just don't care.
Well, no, you cannot have little boys speaking that way to their elders. That's unacceptable. No.
Megan sues enough people. She can get in on a law card. This is true. There's a whole book about all my lawsuits right here.
Megan gets an honorary law card because she might as well be a lawyer at this point. Well, but wait, what was the altercation today? Did he sass the bus driver?
It was yesterday. He didn't sass him, but he got into so he has this Baby Yoda thing. It's a doll from Baby Yoda, and it has that hard head, and it's kind of big. I mean, the head's like this big. Yeah. And I guess the other kid on the bus wanted to see it, and he didn't want to give it to him, and then he whipped it at his head.
Oh boy.
And the bus driver was already telling him to stop, and then he just wasn't listening.
He's gonna get thrown off the bus. He better stop it.
I know. Give me sandwiches or give me death. If he gets thrown off the bus, he's in so much trouble. I'm not driving that kid to school every day. He better not get thrown off the bus.
He's
No.
got to understand he can't do this stuff.
I know. He is now grounded. He had no incidents on the bus today. None.
Thank God. Does grounding mean no
No television, no electronics, no video
electronics?
games.
Yeah.
He's got that for 2 days.
It's required. I'm sorry.
If he
but
gets thrown off the bus, I will homeschool him. I will not drive him to school every day.
You're home with Mom today, pal. You're gonna finish out the year at
Finish
home.
out the year here. Unhung Hero, thanks for the super chat, says medium smart lawyer career arc. No, I didn't graduate I don't have my bachelor's, so I would have to go do all of that and then go to law school. No, if I only had to go to law school, I would totally do it.
Mom
but
did
no.
it in her 50s. Why can't
But
you
Mom
do it?
had a bachelor's degree. I don't.
Yeah,
I would
but
have to.
Aren't you close to having one?
No. Are you kidding? I
not.
failed out my first year at ASU because I didn't go to any
Stinker.
classes. I got like a 1.5 grade point average. Then when I went back to school, I went to University of Maryland for a while and I studied some journalism. Now I got great grades there. I got all A's. But I only took maybe 3 writing classes, a journalism class, a literature class, and an art history class. That's not a lot of credits. That's
yeah,
like
well, I
5,
think you could do it.
6.
Just do it. Although we don't
No.
need any more lawyers. We need people
really
who do
don't.
what you do. We
I'm
got
just going to
plenty
keep
of lawyers.
doing what I'm doing.
Just keep doing what you're doing, having a great time.
If I
Okay,
became a
have to
lawyer, I
go.
probably wouldn't even practice. I'd just be on YouTube anyway. So what
Yeah,
would the
right.
difference be?
Exactly.
What would the difference be?
Exactly. All right, I gotta go.
All right.
Love ya.
Love you too. Bye. 1.5 GP is just waking up. Well, that's basically what I did. Let me explain. So it's Arizona at any time of the year. Just imagine any time of the year. It's Arizona. I would wake up. I would walk outside my dorm. I would look up, and every single freaking day looked like a Ferris Bueller day with the one cloud in the sky and all blue. And I would be like, how am I supposed to handle school on a day like this? And then I would head straight to the pool. That was every day. Every day. I was dumb. I was 18. You shouldn't send 18-year-olds to schools like Arizona State. I don't know what my father was thinking. I have no idea. I had to take a victory lap, 5th year in college. Well, whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. When I went back to school, I got very good grades. I just wasn't there for long. I just decided, okay, I learned what I needed to learn. Now I'm going to go work. So I did.
Go, Mama.
Go, Mom. Oh, whatever. You know what? Sometimes formal education is not what everybody needs. That's not what everybody needs or should have, because sometimes it just doesn't work. Sometimes you'd rather just go to work. I was happier waiting tables than I was in school. And that's the truth. So whatever makes you happy, that's what you should go do. And if school makes you miserable, like it made me, then you shouldn't do it. So I got to tell you, final thoughts on this trial, because we've been through 2 weeks. 2 weeks of this. And I got to say, I am thrilled for Gwyneth. I didn't go into this loving Gwyneth Paltrow very much. I thought she was kind of a weird character with her goop, nonsense and the weird vagina candle and all that. But that said, listening to the facts of this case, listening to the evidence as one should, I thought it was very clear that the jury got it very right. The jury was correct that Sanderson is the one at fault here. He was found 100% at fault. I was very, very surprised at that. And I think that, but I think that that was the right call. I think that was the right call. And I think that his lawyers didn't do him any favors. I think they spent way too much time on all those family members who had all that stuff about, oh, he's so much different now, when we don't know how much time they spent with him in the first place. We don't know how much time they were with him anyway. And adult children are not always with their adult parents. So how would they know over the last 6 years how much he's changed? And I thought that testimony was worthless. The only testimony that mattered at all were the people on the mountain. That's what it came down to for me. Not even the paid experts. Throw them out too. Throw out all the paid experts and just talk to the people on the Hill. We had the plaintiff's witness, who was very unbelievable to me. He changed his story 3-4 times, even right there on the stand in front of us. I didn't think he was a very credible witness at all. We had and then we had the 2 ski instructors whose stories were they lined up with Gwyneth's story. So I think that the jury saw through it, and the jury did the right thing. So I'm thrilled. Thanks for being here with me throughout this trial. This was fun. I haven't covered a trial in a while, so that's something different. And I wasn't planning on doing it, and I just kind of fell into it, and it's been fun. I'm hoping, and it's been a good break from all the really tough murder cases and stuff that we've been following, and from Rittenhouse to, and even Johnny Depp trial. While that was a fun trial for sure, it had so many serious outcomes, right, with the Me Too movement and false allegations, etc. Let it brown. Mr. Fox wants to know if the pot pie is done. Should brown on top. Take off foil, if not browning. I put foil around the edges of my pot pie so it doesn't burn the edges. And so he can probably take that off now. Yeah, so I thought it was I think it was the right decision. I wonder if even Joe Neerman, who was very against that cartoon recreation of the accident, he said after hearing Sanderson on the stand, he didn't believe him at all. It's not done, Ellie. Don't worry. It needs to brown on top. It's not done. So we are having a chicken pot pie here in the Fox house, and I am going to have to start planning for locals, meganfox.locals.com, to do some more freezer meals, because that's what's coming up. Since I'm out of my freezer meals, it's time to do some more. So you guys let me know if you're following me on meganfox.locals.com. You let me know what kind of meals you want to see next time. I've got a ton of beef in the freezer, so we're going to do probably a lot of beef meals. If you're not following me over there, make sure that you do that. meganfox.locals.com. You can follow me for free. It does not cost you any money. You'll get every notification when I'm going live. You'll get the notifications of my articles that I've written, and you will get access to a bunch of free live streams that I do. I did a free one the other day for eagles screaming in my yard, above my yard. It was really cool. I've got bald eagles that live around here. Sometimes we do dog streams. It's a lot of fun. It is not going to be burned. You people have no faith in me, and it's not right. What have I ever done to deserve this reputation? I will never know. I will never know what I've done to deserve this reputation.
They never said I would burn anything. They said I would only burn the oven, possibly. But not the food. So I think I'm winning here.
A vegetarian freezer meal? That sounds terrible. I'm not a vegetarian. How could I do that? Ugh. I don't know. What do people make when they make vegetarian food? Like, I wouldn't even know how to do that. We're meat eaters here. We eat fish on Fridays during Lent, and that's about it. Is the water done yet? Look. How's everybody doing over on Rumble? Everybody good over there? GoFundMe, college fund for Megan. I donate. I don't want to go back to college. You're not hearing me. I don't want to do it. My husband's in a master's class or master's program right now, and I can't stand it. It's so awful. It's so much work. We haven't been on a date since it started. We went to Chipotle the other day. That was while we were on the stream, remember? We went and ate at Chipotle for like 15 minutes. That's the closest we've been on a date in several months because of this stupid master's program. School sucks. I'm out. Okay, don't forget to follow me on meganfox.locals.com. Thanks for tuning in today and for this whole trial. It's been a blast. More to add to the lore. We made it through the Gwyneth Paltrow ski trial, the ski crash trial of the century, and we got a great verdict, a good verdict.
Wait, who won?
Gwyneth.
Ah.
They said he was 100% at fault, and he was. Because when you're 69, you shouldn't be skiing. Or if you do ski, you take the hits you get. Like, period. If you're 69 and blind in one eye with a blown out knee and a stroke, you should not be skiing. Skiing is bad. Skiing is dangerous, and you take all the risk. All right. That's it for me tonight. And should we have you? We'll have James play us out, shall we? We're going to have James Egan, the real star of this trial. James Egan is going to play us out with his delicious music because he's very, very good. And we'll play this one again because this is fun. Hold on. Let me add it to the stream.
Who's James Egan?
Gwyneth's adorable lawyer. What do you mean, who is James? He's your brother.
Oh.
He's your adopted brother. I've adopted him.
All right, everybody. We just finished kickstarting some jams.
Go and follow James Egan.
As you
He's
can
on
see,
YouTube.
He has been working his Pro Tools magic. And I'm going to just go out and get in the car and I'll share some samples with you. Just wait for the sign and we'll rise. We'll take up our fight for the fight. We'll tear down the skies till we find the invisible light. The invisible light should bring us back to life. Oh, you go, and you know, every time you leave, it comes back, and you can't get away. And you write, and you read, and you try to forget everything you've ever thought about this. You don't want to believe in hope. And in your face I saw the fire. I felt the fire in your eyes. And I knew you saw the fire. You felt the fire inside mine. This is how no one knows how to wear headphones in real life. Like if you wear them like this, there's all sorts of advantages.